Hosting workshops virtually is something that for some people may be pretty new, but for other people, they've kind of been there and done that. ABM workshops run virtually is maybe a whole different picture altogether. And I wanted to share kind of some of my experiences and TMP's experiences of how we found that transition to virtual ABM workshops, and to really share with you how it's still achievable and still possible to get the same level of quality, same level of engagement, same level of collaboration out of a virtual ABM workshop session as you would have in real life. A lot of this stems down to keeping people at the center. Obviously, ABM is all about that people-centric focus, whether that's the cross-functional team that you build in order to engage your accounts, or how you're speaking to the end customer and treating them as individuals with that customer focus. I just wanted to share a few kind of top tips and learnings that we've gathered over the past 2 months of running these workshops completely virtually, and hopefully help you guys overcome some of the initial obstacles that we found in our way, and how to kind of solve for that creatively. My first tip is around be ruthless with your agenda. You don't have time to have things that aren't going to contribute value, or create good quality outputs. If it's not directly going to impact what you're going to create as your output, scrap it. Be that kind of a lengthy introduction session, a section of the agenda where it's kind of something you could cover off kind of pre-workshop or post-workshop. Try and remove as many of those little things as possible. You've got a captive audience to a degree, but virtually it's really easy for people to kind of switch off and move away from their laptop, start opening up emails. So the more you can kind of keep the session tight, people appreciate it. 3.5, 4 hours is a big contribution from people in their day. So the quicker and more ruthless you can be with your agenda, the better. Secondly, pick the right tools for the job. Collaboration is a big thing that I think many people feel is lacking when they initially kind of go to host a workshop virtually. And there are plenty of technology tools out there that allow you to achieve a similar level of collaboration. What I would say, though, is tools like digital whiteboards and other kind of interactive collaboration software are great, but only when used in the right way. And ultimately, if you can achieve the exact same thing by actually just using a editable PowerPoint or even an Excel spreadsheet in some cases, then use that. Really keep it simple. It saves you fumbling with technology, which can often lead to those kind of awkward silences as you're fumbling with that newfound piece of collaboration tech that looked really cool, but maybe isn't set up for your kind of virtual workshop setting. Thirdly, plan points of engagement. You don't want it to feel like a webinar. It's meant to be interactive. It's meant to be a workshop. Your audience, the team you're collaborating with want to feel part of the day. The way that we found is best to deal with that is by adding in lots of little points of interaction throughout the day, be that surveys, polls, even just simply asking around the room, what do you think of that? Or does anybody want to challenge me on that? Those little elements and those little hints will keep everyone focused in on the task at hand and avoid people getting drawn away by other distractions. My final tip is around just having some fun with it. We are in a strange time at the moment, and sometimes you just have to appreciate the little things. Going back to my point at the start, ABM is a lot about the people and building those relationships. You can still do that virtually. One of the ways that I've been having some fun with it, and the rest of the team's been having some fun with it, is actually, comparing funny Zoom backgrounds, for example. I've seen shamrocks for St. Patrick's Day. I've seen weird and wonderful Stranger Things scenes. I've seen the whole range of things like that. And as well as that, sharing funny stories of, the worst or best interruption that you've had from a family member, little or large. Little things like that really bring the human element back to a virtual setting and can help build a lot of that relationship and rapport as if you were in the room. Hopefully some of these top tips have kind of helped you realize that, you can achieve exactly the same level of engagement, collaboration, outputs with a virtual ABM workshop as you would in a physical setting. And I encourage everyone, if you have been nervous about it or have, got bad impressions of running those types of things in the past, to maybe reconsider with some of these tips. And hopefully you can see that with the right level of thought, a little bit of extra planning and preparation, and a smart use of kind of tools and technology, and a little bit of flavor and personality at the end, you can really bring that all together into hosting a successful ABM workshop. I hope you found these helpful. If you've got any questions or want to share any kind of success stories of your own about hosting workshops virtually, then please do get in touch. Thanks.